PNR Networks is a member of Patreon. Show your love for our shows by joining our ongoing fundraising campaign and get some fantastic perks in return. Check it out and become a Patreon sponsor. You can sign up at patreon.com, patreon.com/PNR Networks. And thanks for your support.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
It's Kim versus TC in the battle of the lists.
My list is better.
My list is better.
My list is better.
No, it's not. My list is better.
Kim or TC, who has the better list? From Subject Cinema, this is Front Row 5 and 10 with Kim Brown and TC Kirkham.
Hi guys, welcome to another week here on Front Row 5 and 10, brought to you by the good people that bring you Subject Cinema. That would be me and him, the me being Kim Brown.
And the me being TC Kirkham. Oh no, that's the him.
You're
Sorry.
the him.
I'm the him.
Yes.
Bo. Anyway.
You're the he and I'm the she.
We're so sorry.
We're sorry.
We can't keep this show on track no matter what we do.
No.
Things are going to be fluctuating over the next few weeks as we try to get everything back in order. I didn't get a Catastrophe Vortex up this week either, and I should have. Mm-hmm. I got to do that. This is our list show.
Yep.
So if you'd like to join us in and send us some lists to do, front row at PNRNetworks.com. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't work, try Subject Cinema at PNRNetworks.com. And we'll get that up there. If we use your idea for a list, you will win a prize. Mm-hmm. This was my week.
It was. And this turned out to be more of a bear than I thought it was going to be, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. Our top 10 favorite restaurant desserts.
Yep.
Now, these are desserts by name and restaurant.
Yep.
Is that clear enough?
Yep. I think so.
Okay.
Can't get much clearer than that.
Yeah, it's because we're both big dessert fans. Which
you could probably tell by looking at us.
Oh, stop. That's just big boned. We're not, like, that bad. I don't think.
Well, we like our food. It's very obvious from the both of
us. We're not
us.
Overweight. We're under tall.
Yes.
Like Garfield used to say.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to count up our list in
yes, because we're
reverse
talking about
order.
The best part of the meal, dessert.
Yep. And it's going to be fun because I don't know what she's got and she doesn't know what I have, and we might match on some of them, probably will.
Oh, I have a feeling we will match on at least one of them, possibly more.
Yeah. So, without any further ado, and falderall and balderdash and all that stuff.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
Okay, my number 10 is a place you really wouldn't think of for desserts, and they don't have an enormous selection, but what they do have is pretty good. My number 10 is the chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream that you can order at Buffalo Wild Wings. I
forgot about that, yeah.
Their chocolate cake is very good. If you like dark
keep
chocolate.
in mind, Kim is a chocolate cake fanatic.
If you keep in mind, Kim is a chocoholic and would probably suck a golf ball clean if you dipped it in chocolate.
Can I try that and see?
You are a kinky bastard.
Oh, please. Can we show?
Their cake is a little bit on the bitter side, but comes with the kind of chocolate they're using. It's offset very nicely by the ice cream. It's nothing fancy. I mean, I've been to places where you get much more bells and whistles and such, but at the end of a meal at a place like Buffalo Wild Wings where you've got, burgers or chicken wings or whatever, and you're in a sports bar, it's quite nice. I think it adds a nice sweet end to a meal. So my number 10, chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay. My number 10 is a bit of a cheat.
Okay.
But it's not really a cheat, because you don't have to have it for dessert. You can have it anytime. Or you could, before they went under.
Ow.
This is one of the places that you can't get that anymore.
Yeah, every place I mentioned is a place that's still around someplace.
Oh, okay. Well, most of mine are. It's one of the desserts I have isn't, but we'll talk about that when we get there. My number 10 is I'm not a bubblegum fan, but I love the bubblegum ice cream they used to have at JP Licks, mainly because it was blue.
Yeah.
It was Play-Doh blue.
It was
and
a
it
color
was,
not
oh
found
my
in
God,
nature.
it tasted just like bubblegum. It had those little mini chiclets in it. And it was so good. I'm not a big bubblegum fan. I don't chew gum. Never been a big gum fan. But when it comes to the flavor of that, I've had bubblegum ice cream at other places, and I haven't liked it as well. I liked it at JP Licks. It was so overwhelmingly. Now, JP Licks unfortunately went belly up a few years ago, but hopefully somebody will find their recipe for their
I hope so. Yeah.
their bubblegum ice cream and bring it back. So number 10, bubblegum ice cream from JP Licks.
Okay, my number 9 is something you can get at a lot of different restaurants, but this was the first. I think this is one of the first places I ever had it, so that's why it sticks out in my mind. My number 7 is the
Number
green.
9?
I'm sorry. What did I say?
7.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my list. My eyes are jumping around.
You're not that tired.
My number. Yes, I am. It's been a long week. My number 9 is the green tea ice cream that they serve at a restaurant called Saki, which is on Route 1 in Saugus.
Massachusetts.
Saugus, Massachusetts. It's a Japanese restaurant, and the sushi there was phenomenal. And I think that was probably the first place I ever had green tea ice cream.
I didn't go with you that day. I
No.
was sick or
And
something. And
I loved it. It's just so clean and refreshing after a meal. There's just something very different about it. If you've never had green tea ice cream, it's definitely an experience. And
it
that's
is
why,
spreading around, too. You can find it more than one place now.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why it's my number 9.
That's a good choice. My number 9 is also a bit of a cheat.
You know, for a list you came up with, you're cheating an awful lot.
No, these are the only two. Because I didn't want to decide. I am an ice cream fan. I love ice cream. I love good ice cream. And I love specific flavored ice cream. But the best ice cream on the planet is at a place called JB Scoops. It's a chain of ice cream parlors.
I will second that.
In the Massachusetts area. And JB Scoops makes everything good. So my number 9 is actually any flavor of JB Scoops ice cream. I've had their maple walnut. It's delicious. Their butter pecan is out of this world.
Yeah.
Their straight vanilla is so full of vanilla beans, it's scary.
I think, didn't I try their green monster one
You
time?
had did you have the green monster? Maybe you did.
I think I did, which was mint chocolate chip ice cream with fudge
sauce in
on
it. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Green Monster, of course, named for the famous wall at Fenway Park. They also do frozen yogurt and sorbets, and I mean, the best one I think to go into is the one in Cambridge. I like that one near Harvard.
Right.
It's bigger, and although actually for seating arrangements, the one in Brookline is the best, right across from the Coolidge Corner Theater. How convenient.
Yep.
The one in Somerville has great ice cream, but it's so tiny you can't get around in it. And there are other ones elsewhere too. You can take your Ben and Jerry's, and you can take your Ivolo and Smack and what is it?
I don't remember the name of it.
Emac and Bolio's.
Emac and Bolio's.
And all these other places. I'll take JB Scoops any day. The flavor is fantastic. My number 9 is JB Scoops. Any flavor.
The place in Somerville, the nice thing about the place in Somerville, if you go and it's like spring or summer, you could go outside and eat if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know. Next on my list is a dessert that's actually going to make a couple of appearances. My number 8 is the key lime pie that you can get at Finn's Restaurant in Salem. Key lime is probably one of my favoriteest types of pie.
You went for a lot of the local stuff. Our poor people are going to be so jealous.
Sorry.
I tried to go national, but that's okay.
No, a couple of mine are national. So, Finn's is this seafood restaurant in Salem. It's right on the water.
It's right next to the Salem Waterfront Hotel where we stay at for the Salem Film Fest.
This place is ridiculously crazy good food. It's so good, and everyone
decent
there,
prices too.
Yeah, everyone there is really nice. And the first time we went there we were there for the festival, in town for the festival, and we were both kind of tired, but it was like, well, let's get dessert.
Well, that was the year I went up by myself the first day, and you came up after work and then went to Mass. Mm-hmm. So we didn't go to the opening night film. We just went to Finn's and had dinner. And and I had the lobster mac and cheese, and for dessert, you had that key lime pie, which was a tiny, tiny little wedge.
Yeah. It's a very, the way they serve it at Finn's is a very thin sliver of key lime pie. And
when thin sliver means it's a pie shaped.
Yeah.
And it's thick, but it's like maybe a quarter to half an inch as opposed to an inch.
And I kind of remember thinking, well, it looks pretty on the plate, and there's part of my brain going, that's all. And, and then I took a little bit and put it in my mouth, and I went, no, that's why that's all. It's because it's so rich and tastes so good. I mean, it's like somebody took an entire bucket of limes and dumped them on your head. It's really amazingly good.
I'm not a big fan of key lime pie.
No, you're not.
It's okay. And she gave me a bite of that, and I was like, holy cow, my sinuses are exploding. There's so much lime in it. Yeah, it's like, whoa.
So my number 8, the key lime pie at Finn's Restaurant in Salem,
and
Mass.
that's F-I-N-Z.
Yep.
If you're ever in Salem, Massachusetts, try it. It's awesome.
And if you are at Finn's, tell them that Subject Cinema sent you.
Or Front Row 5 and 10.
And you know what? It won't do a damn bit of good.
Because they don't know us. Yep. Number 8 on my list is we both like, and I'd be surprised if this isn't on your list somewhere, because I know we both love this kind of stuff. We're both cake fans.
Yep.
And of all the places we have had cake over the years, there's a lot of good places. They used to make cakes at this place in Cambridge called the Greenhouse. They were 4-layer cakes. They were good, but they were tended to be on the dry side.
Well, you couldn't really do them very moist because they probably wouldn't stand up.
Yeah, and I mean they were huge, and it was like $4 a slice.
Yeah,
so that was pretty.
It was like
really
a leaning
good.
tower of cake.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
But I've never had a dark chocolate cake that I like so much as I have the ridiculously awesome, insanely large chocolate cake. That's the actual name of it at Uno's. Uno's we are very fortunate to have within walking distance of our home. And in some places it's called Pizzeria Uno's. There's all different new Uno's offshoots, including the sandwich shop, which we didn't know until the other night when Kim went to get ashes, and there's this new Uno's sandwich shop next to the diocese. I'm like, wow. This thing is 5 layers. It's huge.
It is.
They give you a wedge that's enough for 4 people. I swear to God. Average people. It fits us perfectly. And we usually still end up bringing it home.
We do.
Some of it. They serve it with 2 scoops of ice cream, and it is amazingly good. Thick, dark chocolate cake. Thick, delicious chocolate ganache icing. Oh,
and
my God.
And chocolate chips on the side, on the outside, aren't there?
Yeah, I think there are on the back end. Yeah. If
Strangely
you are a
enough,
chocoholic, you are going to be in a coma when you're done with
Strangely
this.
enough, this isn't on my list, but...
It's not?
No.
Wow. I'm stunned, people. This stuff is just awesome. Well, you had the kind of minuscule one. It's the same thing at B-Dubs, but it's tiny. It's the same recipe, I'd swear. It tastes the same.
It might be.
Number 8, the ridiculously awesome, insanely large chocolate cake at Uno's.
Okay. Number 7 on my list, we're actually going to stay at Uno's. Because if you don't have an Uno's in your area, I'm sorry, because they do really good food.
They are all across the country and still expanding.
They do really good stuff.
Their desserts are really good.
Yes, one thing that they do that we love.
I actually have another one coming up.
Is what is called a peanut butter cup at Uno's. Now, this is not your average Reese's peanut butter cup, which are delicious on their own.
Yes, they are.
This is a peanut butter cup that's about the size of a hockey puck. Maybe
it's larger than that. It's about.
It's smaller than a CD.
It's about the size of a CD. It
Really?
might even be a little bit larger.
Okay.
It's smaller than a 45 was, though.
What's a
45, Daddy? Shut up. Vinyl's on its way back, dear. Anyway.
I know. And it's your basic peanut butter cup. You can also get it with it's drizzled with hot fudge or chocolate sauce and whipped cream as well.
And peanut butter sauce.
And peanut butter sauce, too. That's right. The reason that it's kind of low on my list, although I do love it, is the fact...
we both love it. It's on my list up.
Is the fact that... And this isn't really a fault of the food itself. It's just, unfortunately, it's a busy restaurant, and we understand that. Sometimes when you get it, it's very warm. I mean, extremely warm.
It's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be easy cut.
And you're supposed to be able to take your spoon and go swish, and like the peanut butter and the chocolate all ooze
and then
out.
Get a little
and it's all
scoop of ice cream.
And delicious and stuff. And then sometimes you get it
It's rock
and
hard.
you do this. And this is what happens. Tink. Tink, tink. Tink, 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 tink. Hit, 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 hit. That is you beating the living hell out of this poor peanut butter cup because it's still frozen.
Well, it's not still frozen. It's just cold.
It's still too firm.
Yeah.
It's
because I think they microwave it for like 30 seconds before they bring it out to you.
Yeah. So, and either way, it tastes great.
Yeah.
You have to work a little harder sometimes, but it is worth it. So my number 7, the peanut butter cup from Uno's.
My number 7 is a favorite of mine because I like this kind of thing, and I've liked it for years. But the best I've ever had is at a place that we go, and I don't know if they're national. I think there's a few, but they're mostly east of the Mississippi. A very nice upscale seafood chain called McCormick and Schmick's. We go there all the time when we have the money. It's expensive, and they make the most awesome Boston cream pie on the planet. Had it a couple of times. Kim doesn't care for it. She's not a
Kim
Boston
doesn't
cream
know
fan.
why it's called a pie when it's very clearly a cake.
A cake. They made a great
That's
recipe
annoying.
this season on the new season of America's Test Kitchen. They just had one on, and it's pastry cream between 2 layers of chocolate cake and ganache.
It's usually vanilla cake, isn't it?
Is it vanilla? Oh yeah, it is vanilla cake. Sorry, and it's delicious. I mean, I've never had it so moist and springy and delicious as I had it at McCormick and Schmick. I used to love it at a place called Duff's Smorgasbord. If you live in the Midwest, especially Ohio and Indiana, you probably, and are our age, you might remember that name. They later went out of business, and a lot of local places bought them, but they had great Boston cream pie there too. My number 7, McCormick and Schmick's awesome Boston cream pie.
Okay. Number 6 for me is a dessert I've already mentioned, but this time it's at a restaurant we can't get to anymore. My number 6 is the key lime pie that they served at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, our closest Longhorn closed, unfortunately.
Yeah. The key lime
You
pie...
rat bastards!
But we're taking it well.
I know. Well, we lost that. We lost Bennigan's. We lost a lot of the places we liked.
The thing about key lime pie is the fact that some people understand that the people they're serving the key lime pie to are smart enough to figure out this is key lime pie without having the key lime pie be vivid green. You know, we get it. We know it's key lime pie. And thankfully, that was the tack they took at Longhorn. It was a very subtle
It was a
shade.
cream color with a light green color,
Yeah. And it was very flavorful. I loved the graham cracker crust. I could have eaten that just on its own.
Their graham cracker crust was good on their other stuff, too.
They would serve it with a raspberry drizzle, which, to be honest, I could take or leave.
Yeah.
I never understood the whole strawberry. I keep doing that. Raspberries and lime pairing. I don't get it. It doesn't really work for me. My number 6, the key lime pie at Longhorn Steakhouse.
We already talked about my number 6. It's the giant peanut butter cup at Uno's. These things are delicious. We suck these down like crazy.
We do.
We always share one because they're large enough for us to share. And we get.
I think we could probably each finish one off on our own.
Yeah, but
we'd
they're
ourselves.
$8 a piece. I don't really want to deal with.
Oh, I know. And
but
we'd hate ourselves.
Yeah, we would. We'd be so upset in the morning. I really like them though. You're right though. Sometimes you have to chip away at them when they didn't heat them up enough.
I feel like you should be sitting 16 tons.
Uno's has a lot of great desserts, and I think the peanut butter cup is probably our favorite. We eat it more often than anything else.
Yep.
And because we're both peanut butter fans.
Yep.
So my number 6 is the giant peanut butter cup at Uno's.
Okay. Number 5 on my list is actually one of the desserts that I've only had, I believe, twice. Yep, that sounds about right. But when I got it the first time, I was like, I am never not having this whenever we come here. I am always going to have this.
Okay.
My number 5 is the warm cookie with black cherry ice cream that they serve at the Portside Tavern in Hyannis.
Unfortunately, the last 2 years they haven't had the black cherry ice cream.
No.
You've had to get it with vanilla.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that ice cream was awesome.
Yeah, the first time I tried this, we went to this new place that opened, the Portside Tavern.
It had only been open a month at that time, right when we were down there 3 years ago.
And we walked in and fell in love with the place. If you're in Hyannis, you should really, really go here. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful place, and the people who work there are very friendly and accommodating and super nice, and the food is amazing. And we were at the end of a very nice meal, and I was looking at the dessert menu, and I was like, black cherry ice cream. I've never had black cherry ice cream before. So I got the dessert, which was a warm chocolate cookie, which was incredible. And
you should have seen her eyes roll
the
back in her
second I
head.
put that black cherry ice cream in my mouth, my eyes rolled into the back of my head, and I was like, don't talk to me for a minute.
She gave me a little bite of it, insisted I try it, and it was delicious. And they haven't had it since,
No, I
unfortunately.
know. I was like, I mean, and I shared it, and that's something. I mean, I like to share desserts.
Do you know why they may not have it?
No.
The last 2 years we've been down there, we've been there 3 weeks earlier than we were that year.
Yeah, that might
And
be.
that might be something to do with it.
They
I
might
don't know.
run out and not get
They
more.
are
Yeah.
just amazing,
They
that
are.
place.
But that it's, I mean, the cookie is warm and melty and delicious, and the ice cream is just, it's like fireworks. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 5, the warm cookie with black cherry ice cream at the Portside Tavern in Hyannis.
If you're in the Hyannis area, the Portside Tavern is on North Street, 1 block over from the Hyannis Main Street, which is the main shopping and tourist district.
Yep.
And it's awesome. Definitely check it out.
And it's really helpful if you stay at the Hyannis Travel Inn, because after dinner you can just walk back to
walk
your
the
room.
not quite 2 blocks it is
and
back to the hotel.
And
That's
go
where
back
we
to your
stay.
room and pass out because you ate too much.
Plug for the Hyannis Travel Inn. You're welcome, Cliff. My number 5, I had never had any interest in trying this dessert. Ever. I was not a custard fan growing up. My mother liked it a little bit.
I don't think I'd ever had it.
But I
growing
didn't
up.
like it at all. And then I became a fan of Ina Garten and her show, The Barefoot Contessa, and she was always making it. So I noticed on my birthday one year, it was on the menu at McCormick and Schmick, and I ordered it. And oh my God, I've been hooked on creme brulee ever since. Oh my Lord, that stuff is awesome. McCormick and Schmick's gives you a nice, wide ramekin of it. It's at least 7 inches.
Oh, it's a nice
round.
size, yeah.
And
Perfect for one person.
It's perfect for one person. It is always charred to perfection with the sugar on the top. That nice little crack that makes when you put the spoon to the caramelized sugar and mix it in with the deliciously sweet vanilla cream underneath it. Oh my Lord. The first time I took a bite of it, I was worried I was wasting $8 because it's expensive. And I didn't. Kim was treating me for my birthday, and I was like, "Oh God, I hope I like this. I have to eat it, even if I don't like it." Needless to say, how many times I've ordered it since then. Only time I have not ordered it is when they had the Boston cream pie on the menu, and they don't have it very often.
They also never brought back the peanut butter pie they used to.
Yeah,
do.
they used to have great peanut butter pie. I forgot all about that. Thanks for reminding me of that too late.
Sorry.
The creme brulee is just amazing, and it's easy to make at home if you make the custard. If you follow the recipe for Ina's creme brulee, she makes it very classic and very simple, and then just use a little kitchen blowtorch or put it under your broiler for a few minutes. It's delicious. They did it on the baking show this year.
It is
Baking
very
show.
easy if you're the person in the house that's trusted with the little teeny
Yeah,
blowtorch.
we're big fans of that show too, the Great British Baking Show.
Guess who out of our house is not trusted with the little teeny blowtorch? Hint, it's not him.
My number 5, McCormick and Schmick's unbelievably divine creme brulee.
Okay, following that up, we're still at McCormick and Schmick's, by the way.
Okay.
My number 4...
I know what's coming.
Yeah, I know you do, because this is what I get every single time.
She sure does.
I got this one time because I was just like, oh, why not? I'll try it. Because I wasn't really sure I'd like it. I knew I'd like
this
part
is the
of
difference
it.
between the two of us. I love sweet stuff. She's a big fruit person. I'm not a fruit person at all. Except orange juice. I'm not a fruit person at all.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, I never liked this dessert when I was a kid.
Right.
It
wasn't the same dessert when you were a kid.
No.
This is a completely reinvention of that particular dessert.
What I'm talking about on my number 4 is the upside down apple pie with walnut crust, and you have to get the cinnamon icing. The cinnamon ice cream, yeah, at McCormick and Schmick's. It's literally what I said. It's a piece of pie that's served upside down with a crust made of walnuts. Sorry if you have a nut allergy. And
you normally don't like walnuts either, but you do with that. You're more fond of pecans than walnuts.
I found out I love pecans.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me that I never tried them when I was little. But I actually do like walnuts this way.
Yeah.
I never actually tried walnuts any other way.
Yeah.
But what I meant was I never was a big fan of apple pie growing up. I never really developed, and I loved apples growing up.
And you love apple pie now.
I do.
It became an adult taste for you.
Yeah, I do. And theirs is so good.
Oh my God, did I just accuse you of being an adult? I'm so sorry.
Well, I am an adult.
No. We're an adult body, but we have
I can
thinking.
legally be charged as one, so I'm an adult.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway, but the spices they use aren't too overwhelming. That's another problem I have with apple pie sometimes, is that people go bananas. That was not the best choice of words.
Yeah, there's no bananas in that.
People go completely crazy with the spices, and they throw in allspice and all kinds of other things, and I'm like, no. Just give me a little hint of cinnamon and I'm happy. The pie is great. The cinnamon ice cream was a freaking revelation. I don't know why I thought it would taste hot. Like Red Hot's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that. Because it doesn't.
Because that's what most people think of when they think of cinnamon candy. They think of Red Hots or Jolly Rancher cinnamon, and this is actually more of a subtle. It's so smooth. It's delicious. That ice cream is delicious.
The only problem is that it disappears too quickly. Everything it just disappears too quickly. So my number 4 is the upside down apple pie with walnut crust and cinnamon ice cream from McCormick and Schmick's, and boy, are we giving them a lot of business plugs.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that. The food's awesome.
It is.
My number 4 is no longer available. I got to talk about this because this is just... I talked about this actually on Subject Cinema a couple weeks ago. Sometimes movie marketing goes out the window when it comes
I don't know where this is going.
When it comes to ridiculous ideas for food. It really went out the window with the Hunger Games trilogy, which made no sense whatsoever.
Nope.
The whole point of this book series and the movie series is that District 13 is poor and hungry and not ever really satisfied. Most of the districts are like that, except the ones close to the capital.
And the capital itself.
Well, the capital itself is well done,
Well, no, I mean, the closer you get to the capital, the more well-off people
That's what
are.
I meant.
Then you
That's what I
get to
said.
the actual
Yeah.
capital and people are, like, obscenely rich.
Right. So it struck me as funny that they came out with all of these products around the Hunger Games that made no sense. There were makeups through Sally Beauty Supply with Katniss's name branded all over them, which I'm like, yeah, Katniss Everdeen is not wearing makeup.
Yeah, there was, like, nail polish that was each district, and I was like, that's so tacky.
It is. But the height of tacky, and I have to say also the height of good when it came to eating it, was something that the Chatters restaurants, which are part of the national amusement chain of movie theaters, they are usually they're inside several showcase cinemas, including our own here in Revere, came up with the ultimately ridiculous idea for a food around the Hunger Games.
Yep.
Pita butter chocolate cream pie. Now, Pita, of course, Pita Malark is the character that Josh Hutcherson played. And I'm like, that is one of the worst puns. It's worthy of Kim that I've ever heard. But it was unbelievably delicious. It's a layer of peanut butter, a layer of chocolate, and a layer of graham cracker, and it's unbelievably good. I just thought, this is the stupid... I mean, I must have spent 5 minutes in solid hysterics when I saw that on the menu.
Yeah. You'd think since...
I was dying.
You would think since what PETA's family does for a living, they would have had, like, bread pudding or something like that.
That would have made more sense, but they couldn't get a better pun than pita butter.
No, they couldn't.
Pita butter chocolate cream pie, which was available after, I believe it was catching fire.
Which was better than the incredibly, unforgivably tacky PETA's Mind Eraser, which was an alcoholic
drink that came after Mockingjay Part 1. Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Because let's like market it to people that have been brainwashed.
Yeah.
Yay.
Number 4, pita butter chocolate cream pie, no longer available. Chatters and National Amusements.
Okay. My number 3...
Top 3 territory.
Yeah, I haven't had this for a long time because the restaurant we used to go to that had this, we don't have anymore because they left.
Friendly's?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Friendly's Ice Cream and More is of ice cream burgers. They're a small... I'd say they're a small chain. I wouldn't say they're...
There are about 400 of them all over the East Coast.
Okay.
As far south as, like, North Carolina, I think.
We had one close to where we live, and it was great.
It's now where Subway is.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was really, especially...
No, Subway is now where it was, is what I'm trying to say, yeah.
It was especially helpful during this time of year being Lent, because I could go over there and get a fish sandwich or...
Oh, their fish and chips were awesome. I mean, they were cheap, but
fried
they were good.
Clams, whatever.
Yeah.
And because they were an ice cream place, they did mostly ice cream-based desserts. And one of the best desserts they had, in my own humble opinion, was the Reese's Peanut Butter Sundae.
Yep.
The Reese's Peanut Butter Sundae consisted of ice cream, duh.
You can actually get a version of this in stores, too.
You can,
yeah.
Yes. Ice cream, chocolate sauce, peanut butter sauce, or in my case, extra peanut butter sauce. Did that have marshmallow on it?
No.
Okay, that was the Reese's Pieces one.
Yeah.
And you also got a full-size Reese's on the top. And you could ask for whatever kind of ice cream flavor you wanted. I
thought they put minis on that, but it was a full size?
No, it was a full size one.
All right.
I usually got chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, because she's chocoholic.
And oh man, if you had a rotten day, if you just had a completely shite day at work and everybody was terrible to you, you could just go have one of these and just be like, okay, I'm ready to face the day again.
She had to learn to have them in moderation after a certain point.
Yeah, but they're really, really good. So my number 3, Reese's Peanut Butter Sundae from Friendly's.
That was one of the worst days of our lives. And we noticed that. We were walking over from the drugstore at Northgate, our little shopping center, to McDonald's for dinner, and we looked over and...
I look over and I'm like,
where's Friendly's?
Why is
what the
Friendly's
hell?
all closed? Yeah.
Friendly's had closed 2 days before without any warning, even to their employees.
Yeah.
Because their lease was up.
Yeah.
Most of their employees got shifted to the one in Saugus, which isn't easy to get to. So it's like, okay. My number 3, I've only had once. I will have it again because it is unbelievably good. Although I do have I ask for a variation of what it normally would be. Mm-hmm. If you are lucky enough, and you are not, unless you're in one of 4 cities around the world, to have the unbelievably exquisite experience of having a Max Brenner in your town, you are so lucky. Max Brenner is named for Max Brenner. He created this upscale chocolate emporium. They specialize in desserts, although they have a full menu, and their food is awesome too. Ours is down on Boylston Street, is it Boylston or Tremont Street? Tremont Street.
It's Tremont Street.
It's on Tremont Street in Boston, down near the Prudential Center. And we've been there a number of times, and we've tried different stuff every time. This last time we went, I tried something. I don't like bananas, so I had them hold the caramelized bananas. But the rest of the Euphoria peanut butter chocolate fudge sundae was unbelievable. Dulce de leche ice cream, peanut butter sauce, peanut butter cups, chocolate hot fudge, and a couple of other toppings in there too. Cookies of some sort. Chocolate chip cookies,
Or those little chocolate bits that melt away in your mouth. I'm not sure.
Oh, Lord. I'm not ever not having this again. Max Brenner has an amazing menu of chocolate. I mean, their hot chocolate is just amazing. It comes in this special shaped cup that looks a lot like the cup that they use in Black Panther, actually.
Yeah.
Which we'll review on Sunday.
Now that you say that, yeah.
That has this spout on the end of it that allows you to sip it, and it's delicious. We didn't care for the pizza, chocolate pizza, but the rest of the stuff we've ever had there has been amazing. If you live in New York and Boston, you're in luck. The only other two are in are in Paris, and there are 7 or 8 of them in his home country of Australia. Otherwise, you're out of luck. So if you visit New York, you visit Boston, find a Max Brenner and grab the Euphoria peanut butter chocolate fudge sundae. It is out of this world.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 2 on my list is, again, chocolate. Surprise! It is the chocolate truffle pie at the 99 restaurant.
We both have the same number 1.
Oh, good grief. We probably do. This pie is ridiculously addictive. It is
and it's cheap. It's $4.99 for a huge slice.
They give you a nice, big, healthy slice of pie. It has a chocolate cookie crust to it. The chocolate truffle is so light. It's milk chocolate. It's so light. It's drizzled with hot fudge and raspberry, which you can ask them to hold that. Which I do. Which
we do.
Yep. So good. So ridiculously good. You have to save room at the 99 for dessert, and you definitely have to try the chocolate truffle pie at the 99 restaurant.
99 is another local chain up here in Massachusetts, and if you live in our area, you know what it is. If you don't, there was a hit there at the one in Somerville. Whitey Bulger's people.
Oh my gosh! Stop it! Shush!
Oh, it's not there anymore.
Oh, I know, but shush.
They killed 7 people.
You're fine. Every town has something crazy that happens.
We didn't like the one in Saugus when it first opened, but we love the one in Revere.
Yeah.
And we like the one in town. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're terrific. My number 2 would have been number 1 if I hadn't discovered what I think is also her number 1. But I have loved these from the day I first tried them, and they're still on the menu, and they're cheap, and they're delicious.
Okay.
If you're at Applebee's, you're going to want to order one. The Maple Walnut Blondie with cream cheese sauce. This is, it's a very simple dessert. It's a maple scented blondie brownie. A blondie brownie has no chocolate in it. And it has a scoop of vanilla ice cream, and it comes with a side of maple walnut syrup. It's a sauce. It's a cream cheese based sauce.
He'd drink that straight out of the thing.
I have a recipe for the sauce too. I know how to make it too.
They can make a
really
patch for it.
Unbelievably
You'd
good.
never take it off.
I have adored these since I first tried them about 20 years ago, and we haven't been to Applebee's in a while because the only one that we can get to is near work, but we have to walk because there's no bus that goes that way, so it's kind of a pain. But these things are so good, and the brownies melt in your mouth. They're so tender and soft, and if you like maple, if you like walnuts, if you like cream cheese, you're going to love the Maple Walnut Blondie with cream cheese sauce, maple cream cheese sauce.
Okay.
At Applebee's.
So, number 1.
It's time for number 1. With all apologies to Dr. Demento.
I think we do have the same one for number 1.
Is it something we get at Hyannis more than once a year? Yeah, then we do.
My number 1 is from the restaurant Not Your Average Joe's.
Finally something that everybody can get because they're all over the country.
Yes. The first time I saw it on the menu, I was like, what in the hell is a peanut butter thing? And I was like, I don't care what the hell it is. This is called a thing. I have to try that. Oh, wow.
My number 1 is the peanut butter thing from Not Your Average Joe's, too.
Oh, my gosh. It's chocolate. It's peanut butter. It's different sauces.
There's not a lot of chocolate. It's mostly peanut butter, and it's an ice cream pie.
Yes.
It's peanut butter ice cream with chocolate ice cream and chocolate cookie wafers as the crust, and then this enormous amount of whipped cream and all these sauces, peanut butter and chocolate and caramel if you want it, and it's like, oh my lord!
And just
talk about a sugar coma.
It's so.
We have a dear friend who is a diabetic. She would probably die if she ate one of these.
Probably, but you have to wonder if it would be worth it. You can't see him; he's totally nodding. So my number one.
My number one too.
Your number one, the peanut butter thing from Not Your Average Joe's.
Not Your Average Joe's hit quickly. It's strange because we go to Hyannis every year. We went 1 year for our 20th anniversary, and it was just an overnight thing. Ever since then, it's like we have to come back here. Mm-hmm. We've been spending a week down there the last 3 years, and it's so much fun. Even just lounging around the hotel room, it's
relaxing.
It's relaxing, and the hotel is really nice, and the people is great staff, but we didn't have a Not Your Average Joe's up our way.
No,
the closest one's in Middleton, which is about 20 miles up the road. So we had never been there, and they have one at the Cape Cod Mall, and we go there quite often.
We do.
You can read my opinion of it on TripAdvisor. I mean, the food is exquisite. It's not expensive. They come with great, the little bread dippers with the great olive oil with the red pepper flakes and the Parmesan. That's so good, and then unbelievably good salads. We both get wedge salads there. They're always awesome. And the entrees are great, and the desserts are mind-blowingly good. Not just the peanut butter thing. They've got 3 or 4 other ones that are great, too. But this one, top of the line, like her, my number one, the peanut butter thing from Not Your Average Joe's.
Okay. So counting up from 10 to 1 on my list, are we giving the place and...
No, just give the dessert.
Okay. Number 10, chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream. Number 9, green tea ice cream. Number 8, key lime pie. Number 7, peanut butter cup. Number 6, different key lime pie. Number 5, warm cookie with black cherry ice cream. Number 4, upside down apple pie with walnut crust and cinnamon ice cream. Number 3, Reese's peanut butter sundae. Number 2, chocolate truffle pie. And number 1, the peanut butter thing.
How many different places in Hyannis do you have on there? 4?
No, I don't. Well, the Not Your Average Joe's and the Portside. So that's
it?
2. Yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, you can tell we love Hyannis.
Yep.
My top 10, bubblegum flavored ice cream from JP Licks, now out of business. Number 9, any flavor of ice cream from JB Scoops here in the Boston area. Number 8, the ridiculously awesome, insanely large chocolate cake. Number 7, Boston cream pie. Number 6, the giant peanut butter cup. Number 5, creme brulee. Number 4, peanut butter chocolate cream pie. I can't even say it with a straight face. Number 3, the Euphoria peanut butter chocolate fudge sundae. Number 2, maple walnut blondie with maple sauce. And number 1, peanut butter thing from Not Your Average Joe's.
Okay.
Are there any honorable mentions you can think of that weren't in your top 10? We both loved the brownie sundaes at Longhorn.
Yeah,
those were good. They were served in a cocktail glass and they were delicious.
Yeah, I would also put on there the Granny Smith apple. It's apple pie and oatmeal, like with an oatmeal crust on it. That they have at Uno's.
Uno, she really likes that too. I love the giant chocolate chip cookie at Uno's too. Those are great too. So next week, hopefully on time.
Yes.
Next week,
this is going to be really fun.
Uh-oh.
And it's all media. You can do from movies, TV, books.
Always doing these to me.
Well, it's a wider field.
I know.
Movies, TV, books, comic books, whatever. Top 10 characters you love to hate.
Oh, that'll be fun. I can do that.
Okay. These are the
Most
characters.
of mine will probably be from TV, but
that's fine. These are characters that you just love to loathe.
The boo hiss of a type of character.
Yes, the boo hiss characters. So, top 10 characters you love to hate will be next week's countdown.
We are sorry that we haven't been more regular this last couple of weeks because we've both been sick and now we're trying to recover and get back into the swing of things. Mm-hmm. And we got a bunch of stuff going on at work that's causing all kinds of crazy stuff too. That's going to be happening throughout the next month.
Yep.
But we are trying to get back on schedule. First off, if you haven't heard it yet, please take a listen to PNR Network's very first dramatic presentation. From what I've heard, it's better. I hope it's better than the reaction that the Cloverfield, Cloverfield Paradox received.
Yeah.
It's our tribute to Cloverfield at its 10th anniversary. It's called Manhattan Hammerdown As It Happened. You can find it at manhattanhammerdown.com or on our YouTube site. And it is an hour and 40 minutes long, a dramatization of everything going on leading up to and including the events of that night in New York. So please check it out. It includes us, our friends at Cavebabble, our friends at Comic Grotto, and we had a lot of fun doing it.
Yep,
So please,
it's a real labor of love. So please check it out.
Please check it out. On our regular schedule, Subject Cinema is going to stay on Sundays for the rest of this month because Platinum Rose's Garden is off because of hiatus, a short one,
mini hiatus,
right? But we will be on Sundays this month, and then we will be switching to Saturdays as of the first Saturday in March, when we will launch. We're right now we're in the middle of our festival of film festivals. We're doing 1 or 2 festivals a week instead of one show. And then in March, everybody knows what March is. Masochistic March is back. March masochistic Star Wars ripoffs.
Yeah, the Force is not going to be
This is
going
to be really painful
It
because
is.
she's insisting we sit down for Turkish Star Wars, and I'm going to be sick.
You're going to be sick. You're not even a Warzy.
But it'll be fun, and we'll also be going to Salem and during that time. So Subject Cinema, Sundays the rest of this month, and back to Saturdays for the first time in several years, starting in March, and that's at subjectcinema.com, like this show. There's also Front Row 5 and 10, which is supposed to be on Thursdays. It will be back Thursday next week.
Yep.
And our mini shows, 3-Minute Weekend with all the new films in release on Friday, and Tuesday Digidex with all the new home video releases every Tuesday.
Yep.
Both of those at 10 a.m. Eastern on eCinemaOne.com.
And I have my own. I have two.
Just two now.
Two solo shows.
Two shows in one. Oh no, they're not.
They're not in one.
And they're not starts.
Quit it. I have.
I bet that was an interesting flashback for a few of our listeners.
Yeah. My first show is Platinum Rose's Garden, which is my supernatural podcast. We are in a 2-week mini hiatus right now, but don't despair. You can go back and listen to my reviews of the past 3 episodes all in one gigundo show. And that's at PlatinumRosesGarden.com. And I also have Ring Around the Rosie, which is my wrestling podcast.
Just premiered last month, and she's gotten... she's building listeners all the time. Somebody's spreading the word. So please spread the word.
Yeah. It's at ringaroundtherosie.net. This week I'm looking at music in wrestling in regards to, entrance themes and all that kind of good stuff. And along with Raw and SmackDown results. So I hope you'll check that out. Mm-hmm. And TC has his own solo show
Catastrophe
as well.
Vortex, I'm sorry I missed the last 2 weeks. It's been unavoidable, but there will be a new one up, I swear, on Monday because we're off, although I'm working from home. I will get it done. My plan is right now to do the Towered Inferno, but I want to sit down and watch it again. And if I don't get a chance to do that, you might get Airplane. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. Catastrophe Vortex, Monday evenings at CatastropheVortex.com.
Yep.
Don't forget our wonderful offshoot shows out there. Cavebabble with Eric and Valerie Lyon at Cavebabble.com. Mm-hmm. Movies, games, TV, trivia, odd things to eat, and more, all from their wonderful Missouri perspective at Cavebabble.com.
And there's also Comic Grotto with Aunt B and Pee Wee, 2 guys talking comics, which is always a fun thing. They're great guys, they're knowledgeable, and they're lots of fun, and we hope you'll check them out as well.
And it's at ComicGrotto.com.
Yep.
And definitely check it out. We do have a few new projects in the works, so we hope that you'll take the time to become a Patreon patron. We have a couple. We'd like more, and we'd like to be able to do more for you. The more we get, the more we can do. We've got all these cool ideas, but we can't execute them without your support. So please take the time to come over, donate a couple bucks or more every month, and see what we can pull off. You can do so by going to patreon.com/PNRNetworks.
Yep.
And remember, when you're donating to Patreon, that money spreads around all of our shows, including Cavebabble and Comic Grotto, and all of our sites.
Yep.
So you've got tons of support for so little money.
Yep.
So please come over and become a patron.
We hope you will do that. So we're going to be winding down here for this week here on Front Row 5 and 10. Acting. So for Front Row 5 and 10, I'm Kim Brown.
I'm TC Kirkham.
And I hope we can count on you to come back next week and count up our next list with us here on Front Row 5 and 10.
Count on it.
Bye.
You've been listening to Front Row 5 and 10 with Kim Brown and TC Kirkham.
Podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.